Hello, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Darisi Vet, and here on this channel I am going to be on a journey to redefine my personal style. And of course, I want to take you guys on that journey with me, just so that you guys don't make some of the same mistakes that I have. So it sounds like something that you are going to be interested in watching. Just keep on staying tuned. So before we get started, I know you guys have some burning questions. One of them being, so where have you been? And I'm going to answer that for you real quick. So I know it's been a long time. I haven't sat down and filmed. Okay, let me not lie. I have sat down to do this video multiple times at this point, but something about it just didn't feel right. Like each video I've done, and I've never been a super perfectionist on my channel, but each one of them, something about it just didn't feel like it was the right way to start. And I don't know, I just was real hesitant about putting the content out until obviously all this buzz about Love is Blind. And I'm sure you guys who watch my channel probably are some people that also watch Love is Blind. And it really got me thinking about a lot of things. But most importantly, it really got me thinking about, you know, some of the content that really originated on this channel, which was me talking about my breast reduction journey. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to scratch kind of what I was going to do. I was kind of just giving you an update of the things I had purchased while I was gone. And we're still going to get into all that. But I really want to do some updates. I really want to kind of, you know, get back to my roots. I want to just really, you know, talk about what my experience has been. I've been through so many different experiences with being on this breast reduction journey. And obviously, if I'm redefining my personal style, I have to account for that part of my body. And I am having a different experience with it right now. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead, let's talk about it. Let's start the channel off just with the raw, uncut, sit down video. We're not gonna talk about clothes. We are going to just, you know, sit here and have the conversation, you know, about what, like, you know, what a lot is being talked about in the media right now. So I thought this was the perfect way to start back. So first of all, yes, I have a different background. It's because I relocated, guys. That was one of the reasons I have not been on gracing your screens. You know, just was busy doing that. Another big thing was that I got into a really serious long-term relationship that I'm still in. So everything's great there. You know, kind of one of the reasons I relocated was to be closer to my now partner, and things have been going great. You know, my daughter, she's doing great. Another update, her locks are gone. That's something that I did along the journey. It had nothing to do with anything more than just me wanting to have a little more versatility in my hair. I had kind of damaged my locks a little bit, so I was kind of like in a place where I didn't know where I wanted to go with those. So yes, your girl has no locks, in a new location, in a new long-term relationship. And I said all that to say, you know, with all those life changes, all those different things happening, and being in that transition period, I just really wanted to do that off camera. And I'll just be completely honest with you guys. There was times when I thought about starting a channel, but again, none of it felt authentic. You know, it just didn't feel like it was the right time. So, and even when I was trying to, I kept saying, I'm going to hit this by Q1, you know, the year is kind of broken up into quarters. I said, well, January, I recorded a video, didn't like it. February, recorded it again. And I'm like, okay, March, you putting out some content, girl. You just gonna go for the gusto. So here we are. So without further ado, you know, go ahead, please. I really appreciate it. I see you guys have still been subscribing to your girl. I appreciate it so much. I am so behind on comments, y'all. I really am. But I see them. I will try to get, you know, back to responding to you guys in a more timely manner. I'm gonna be more consistent on here. I really want to show it for you guys 2 days a week. Really, and I'm just, you know, I'm really excited to take you guys along in this journey with me. So first things first, let's just kind of talk about my journey and how this all correlates to Love is Blind, and what made me really, you know, got to really start to sit down and really kind of just think about some things as I kind of was watching the show. Things that it kind of, like, honestly, I don't think I've ever touched on this part of my journey with getting a breast reduction, but one of the biggest things was so while watching Love is Blind, there is a person on there, her name is AD, and if you guys watch the show, this is, again, I'm not really trying to do a whole commentary on Love is Blind, so there's plenty of videos out here if you really want a recap of the show, but this is kind of my takeaway from it and how it relates to where I'm at now. So I was watching the girl AD. Obviously, AD has a really nice shape, very gorgeous girl, and aside from her having a gorgeous shape, a lot of times people are overlooking like her personality, and they're from what I've seen on social media and just little TikToks and things, a lot of people are just commenting more so on her physical attributes. And I see her as a well-articulated woman that does have a lot to offer, but I've been also in a similar situation when I did have obviously a larger chest, where I had some of those same sentiments. Like I, was watching the last episode where, at the altar, ultimately she did not end up getting married to the person that she was partnered with on the show. But at the end, she said something that was so profound. She mentioned that she was just tired of, being there and kind of like feeling like she was carrying her relationships and I feel like a lot of that she's feeling is because even the person she was partnered with, you see a lot of, and I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but on the show, there's just a lot of rhetoric and joking and things just about her shape and her body. And it's like, okay, well, what else? And I really feel like she was doing a really good job of trying to show what else. I mean, the person she was with, he was even, going on to say things like, oh, I won't even marry somebody if I don't know what they look like. But meanwhile, the show was called Love is Blind. But that's neither here nor there. But I really could feel where she was coming from, where she's just like, she can't help how she looks. She does have a nice shape, and obviously, I'm pretty sure she knows she has a nice shape. And she even said that, but she wasn't trying to lead with that. And what I would honestly say that one of the reasons that I consider, and this was not the main reason, but people were thinking, some people thought it was the main reason, but I really did want to just be looked at as a person, not the girl with the big chest, not the girl with the big boobs, not the person that the first thing you see is boobs, when you look at them, because obviously that's just kind of like taking over your whole frame. You can't even, help but to stare at your chest. I wanted to have that experience where my chest was not what I was leading with. And I felt like, even though I didn't want that, you kind of fall into that, because no matter where you go, no matter who it is, whether it's a family member or a friend or, men, come on, let's just be honest here. That is really like, something that is, they're visual, so they're leading with that. And while, of course, you want to be attractive, you want to be deemed as beautiful, you want to show sometime, or you want people to see you as a person. And I really don't think I ever talked about those feelings that I had, while doing any of the videos. And if I have, touched on it, I don't remember. I've done so much. I got this surgery back in 2018, and you guys, please, if you haven't watched any of those videos, please go back and rewatch them. But the conversation, just around having a larger size chest and being very voluptuous, it just really, resonated with me when I had watched Love is Blind this season, because it's like everywhere she went, people were just commenting. She's going to like different events and parties, and, she's becoming the topic of the conversation just because she's shapely. And it is like, okay, well, dag, like y'all haven't seen people with shapes, with nice shapes before, like, and I guess I seen her and I thought she had a nice shape, but I didn't realize that her body would be like a full-on just topic of discussion as much as it was throughout the show. And it really just reminded me, like, wait, you never talked about that on your channel. You never brought that up. You never brought up your feelings about that and how that was one of the main reasons. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting text messages on my iPad, but I wanted to kind of just, make sure I had like an outline so I didn't get too much off on a tangent. But yeah, so, while I update you, I really, really want to say that, if you are considering getting the breast reduction surgery and, you one of the reasons is that it's fine. It's okay. And it's okay to be open and honest about it. And maybe I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to be looked at a certain way, or, because sometimes some people will even, go as far as to say like, oh, why would you do that? That's what people like. Why would you take away your best, attribute? And if that has to be my best attribute, I don't want it. I mean, it made me feel like that was even more of a reason why I felt like I made the best decision by getting the surgery, because at the end of the day, I'm me. I have so much more to offer than just that. And if you are just saying that, oh, well, you're taking away, and I'm like, it shouldn't be taking away anything, because again, it's physical, and I feel like I'm still a beautiful person. I'm still attractive, whether or not I am, super voluptuous or not. I want to be looked at as a human being that has other things going for me aside from that. And I will say that, I'm really happy, because if you were considering this, it does force people to look at you for who you really are. And sometimes when you have that attribute, it takes away from that. So like I said, watching Love is Blind just brought back so many memories of that. And I was just like, oh my God, I can completely relate. But on to the next topic that I want to kind of talk about is a new experience that I've had with this whole breast reduction journey. And I've been through a lot of experiences. So the first one that I kind of was talking about that was prevalent was my weight loss journey. And I have a lot of videos again in the past. If you haven't seen these videos, go back and watch them. But I have a lot of videos, not a lot, but a nice amount of videos where I kind of was talking about my weight loss journey. I did keto, lost a lot of weight. Once I lost all the weight, my chest was obviously still big, and I was losing the weight just to see like, okay, well, is this gonna shrink my chest like everyone is saying? It shrinks it. It don't shrink it that much. So that's my experience. So, okay, did that. Then I lost all the weight, and then I had obviously, got a breast reduction, and that was just like, I had a whole different experience, like big 180 on just the way I was treated. So I did videos where I kind of just talked about that experience, where it's like, okay, I've lost all the weight with the chest. Now without the chest and the weight loss, here's what that looks like now. Like these are the experiences that I'm having. So many of you said you could relate to that as well. Now, let's fast forward. What has it been going on 6 years? It'll be 6 years in October, so about still a little over 5 years. We'll say that for the purpose of this video. And here I am, where obviously I've experienced some weight gain, and I have had a whole other experience. Now, I've gotten so many questions. When I did lose weight, some of the questions were, well, what's going to happen if you gain weight? No, prior to even getting the surgery, I would say a really big question was like, well, what's going to happen if you gain weight? Aren't you just going to get your chest back? So that's pointless, because if you gain weight, then your chest is just going to come back. I can now speak to that. So with that being said, I have gained weight, and yes, obviously my chest has filled out because of that. However, it is nowhere near the size that it was prior to me getting the surgery. And I'm going to stand on that. I can now say it with my chest that no, that is not going to happen to you. However, let me just say this. People will obviously have their opinions of your body. They just do. I don't know why women's bodies are just, again, there's just a whole history of people just really being over analytical, especially of a Black woman, I would say, a Black woman's body. With that being said, I know my experience. I'm living in my own body. You will still get comments telling you that you wasted your time, that why would you go through all that just to gain the weight back and ultimately regain the size of your chest again. And you will hear that. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't hear that. That's great for you. I can put money on it that even if you haven't had the experience, but are in a place where you are kind of still deciding and you're just wondering, I'm gonna let you know firsthand it's going to happen. People are going to have something to say regardless. So an update here is, yes, I have gained weight. And obviously me gaining weight this is not something, I'm not coming on here like a woe is me, I've gained weight, because I own the fact that I have gained weight. I know how to lose weight. And once I'm in that place where I'm really ready to take on the challenge of losing weight, I'll do it. And that's just it. I'm not coming on here to apologize or to, try to defend my size or anything like that. This is not that. This is me just trying to speak to, if you were wondering what's going to happen to you, and you hear all these people with these different opinions that have never even had the surgery, then yeah, my experience is, yes, I have gained weight. Nothing has happened to me where I feel that my chest is even remotely close to what it would have been had I not had the surgery. So if you have a fear that you're going to gain weight and this is going to be a pointless surgery, do not go into it with that thinking. Definitely here for any type of support, any kind of questions or other questions that you may have. I just really want to touch on that. And I don't know, it was just burning. It just was something that was really, I don't know, I just felt like, no, this is where you need to start at, with this channel. So going forward, what you're going to see from me, you're going to see some sit down videos, and you're going to just see a lot more me just styling what I already have in my closet. You may see me, obviously have some luxury items that I've attained, but the focus of my channel will not really be anything like that per se. Because before, I think I was leading a little bit too much with hauls and luxury, and while I do appreciate and love all those things, this channel is really just going to be me on my journey, and there's going to be different facets of this journey. So I would love for you guys to come along with me, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I want to thank you guys for really just sitting and taking the time out with me today and watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.